If you want to invest with confidence and if you want to get the best possible result for your next investment property, you need to have an ultimate team of advisors. So in today's video, I'm going to break down exactly who we personally use and exactly what you should have in your back pocket when you're about to purchase your next property. The reality is, in this world, there's people that are better at things than you are. You know, that's just the way that the world works. And you can leverage off these people's expertise and their knowledge in order to help you get the result that you really want. So when you're buying property, you don't need to be alone. You don't need to be doing this all on your own. You can surround yourself with a great team of people that are going to help you get from where you are right now to where you want to be in the future. Now, you can't just go out there picking these people willy-nilly. You need to be making sure that you're asking the right questions and you're building this team around you with 100% confidence that all of these people have your best interests at the top of their mind. So in today's video, we're going to talk about 6 different advisors that you need in your back pocket in order to invest with confidence and get an absolutely amazing result. So the first person or the first advisor that I wanted to talk about is a mortgage broker. A mortgage broker is absolutely so important. You don't actually even need to pay the mortgage broker. They get paid by the banks. But what they're going to do is they're going to help you understand how to get finance, and they're going to actually go out there and do all of the work for you. So rather than you organizing a whole bunch of meetings at a bunch of different banks and talking to all of these different bank managers, you can just go to one person and they're going to look at a number of different banks. But there is one thing that you need to understand, that is that some of these mortgage brokers do have incentives to push you into certain types of banks. So when you do approach your mortgage broker, or when you are having meetings with some mortgage brokers, you need to be making sure that you're asking them questions like, do you have, or how many different banks do you have access to? Who have you been giving loans to recently, and what type of banks have you been recommending, and making sure that you can see the different types of banks. I'm going through this process at the moment, and my mortgage broker sent me a list of the percentages of the banks that he's been going to for the last 12 months for all of his mortgages. Now, I saw this and it was a bunch of different banks. He was investing with CBA, with Macquarie, with NAB, with Westpac, with a whole bunch of different banks at a whole bunch of different percentages. So what this tells me is that that mortgage broker doesn't have a preference for any particular bank. They're just looking out for me, trying to get me the best possible result. And that's what you need to make sure that you're asking as well. The second advisor that you need in your back pocket is a solicitor or a conveyancer. Now, I personally choose to work with solicitors because they have a broader understanding of law in general, where a conveyancer just generally looks at the property side of things. But regardless, you need a solicitor or a conveyancer to help you understand the contracts and to help you negotiate with the seller's solicitors as well. Because you are signing a legally binding document, because you are spending so much money, it's unbelievably important to make sure that you've got a great solicitor that's checking over that contract for you, that's making sure that they're dotting all the I's, crossing all the T's, helping you negotiate on the terms, helping you settle on this property in the right way. Most of these solicitors cost somewhere between $1,000 and $3,000 to help you with every single step of the way. If you do go for a cheap conveyancer or a cheap solicitor, generally you're not going to get the absolute best quality out of them. And if you go for someone that's around that $2,000 to $2,500 mark, generally they're going to be a little bit higher quality and they're going to be able to get you better results. So with a good solicitor in your back pocket, you're going to make sure that you don't have to review this contract on your own and understand it on your own, and they can give you advice and tips and tricks and help you negotiate as well. So that's the second one, your solicitor. Now, the third person or the third advisor that you need in your back pocket is a building and pest inspector. If you're buying an existing home, which most people are, that home's been built, 20, 30, 40, 50, maybe even 60 years ago. So there's going to be some issues with the property. Now, what a building and pest inspector does is they will go around the property and check on the structural integrity of the building and make sure that there's no pest issues like termites and things like that. Now, if you're a first-time buyer and you have the opportunity to, I would recommend actually going to the building and pest inspection and walking around with your building and pest inspector so they can educate you on the property so that you know absolutely everything there is to know about it. So a building and pest inspector on average charges somewhere between about $300 and $700 for a building and pest inspection, and this will help you understand absolutely everything there is to know about that particular property. So when you're buying your own home or when you're buying an investment property, you want to know what's wrong with it. You want to know what work needs to be done immediately or sometime down the line. A building and pest inspector is going to be able to do that for you. What I've personally done with some of my properties that I bought in the past is I've actually used this building and pest inspection to negotiate a reduced rate on the purchase price, because maybe once you peek behind the curtain, there's more issues than you thought, and maybe you're not willing to pay the same amount of price for that, the same price for that particular property. So you can use these to your advantage as well. I've just personally bought my third property, and I went to the building and pest inspection with the building and pest inspector, and he walked me around the entire property. He took me through the roof, he took me on top of the roof, he told me absolutely everything there was to know about the property. It cost me $500 for the building and pest inspection, and I was able to negotiate a $1,000 discount from the purchase price of the property. So I got the building and pest inspection for free, and I actually paid for my removal cost there as well with that extra $500. So absolutely need a building and pest inspector, but you want them to be extremely detailed as well. The guys that we use generate a 50-page report for most of the building and pest inspections. So if you're getting just a couple of pages, you're probably not getting a detailed enough report. So make sure that you're pushing and make sure that you've seen a really detailed report. You could probably even ask the building and pest inspector if they could send you a previous report with no address, no names on it, so you can see the type of detail that they use. So that's your third advisor that you need, a building and pest inspector. Now, when you're investing, the fourth advisor that you need is a great property manager. I always recommend to anybody to have a property manager. We actually owned a property management business for a while, and trust me, it's hard work to manage tenants. You know, there's lots of headaches, there's constant requests to fix things up. So to just outsource that for a property manager is amazing. You know, most of them charge somewhere between 6 and 9% of the rental amount that you're getting. So if your property's renting out for about $400 per week, you're only paying the property manager somewhere between $30 and $40 per week to look after that property, to make sure that they're maintaining the property well, to make sure that they're keeping the tenants on check, to help you find suitable tenants and reduce your vacancy rates. They can pay their weight in gold. If you do have a great property manager as well, they can really help you with cosmetic renovations and little things around the property as well, because generally they've got great handymen that will do work at really affordable prices, because they understand that this is an investment property for you, that you want to keep as much money as you possibly can in your pocket. So they're going to try and, you know, do that and make sure that you're finding a great property manager. Similar to a conveyancer, you can go and find a property manager that charges a cheaper amount, but they're going to give you a cheaper service as well. So if your property manager is charging a little bit more, it probably means that you're getting a higher quality property manager, and they're going to look after that property better. We've had so many horror stories from so many different landlords of property managers that haven't been looking after the property. Ben, my brother, has had some pretty hilarious and pretty crazy stories as well. So having a great property manager in your back pocket just takes so much stress off you and makes this process so much easier as well. So that's one of the people that you want to have there as well. Now, the fifth advisor that you want there is a town planner. Now, this isn't for everyone. It's more for those people who are looking to do small developments with their property. So if you're looking to subdivide a block, or if you're looking to add a tiny home or a granny flat in your backyard, or if you're looking to knock down and rebuild the house, you want a town planner, because they're going to be able to actually look at the property, look at where you are actually zoned, and give you advice and give you recommendations with the types of developments that you can do on that block. We had an example where we purchased a property for a client a little while ago. He was looking to do a knockdown rebuild, But once we got the town planning check, we realized that it was in a next gen zoning, meaning that he was actually able to do a duplex rather than just a dual occupancy house. So this gave him so many more opportunities there. Now, we bought the house without knowing this at an amazing price, and then found out from the town planner that we had this opportunity to subdivide the block and put a duplex on there, which is going to dramatically increase his returns and dramatically increase the valuation of the property once he's completed that project. So a town planner can give you the confidence to do the development that you want, and they can be absolutely amazing, because if you've got a particular strategy where you want to do a house in a tiny home, if you buy that house in the wrong suburb or in the wrong area and then you can't legally do this, you've wasted your money, you've wasted your time on that particular investment. So spending some money, the town planning check is generally going to be somewhere between $250 and $500, but then you can have the confidence to do exactly what you planned with that particular block. So town planners, your fifth advisor. Now, the sixth advisor that can really help you is a buyer's agent. Now, we're a full service buyer's agent that helps a small number of people invest in the Brisbane property market every single month. You know, we have a lot of experience with buying properties. We've purchased over 500 properties now, over $300 million worth of properties for our clients. And there's lots that we've learned throughout that process. So if you're a first or second or third time buyer and you still haven't really got your hand on the situation, or you are investing, then a buyer's agent can pay their weight in gold when you get their help. Because if you've got a buyer's agent that's got your best interest at the top of your mind, at the top of their mind, then you're going to get an amazing result. You're going to make sure that you don't make any mistakes, and you're going to be purchasing a property that's going to get you closer to where you want to be in the future, not further away than where you want to be in the future. But with buyer's agents, there are some tricky ones out there, and there are some property spruikers and some property marketers that don't have your best interest at the top of their mind. So you need to make sure that you're asking very particular questions when it comes to a buyer's agent. You want to know how much they charge. You want to know who they're getting paid from. You want to know the areas that they're selling you into. You want to know the types of products that they're going to be selling you into. If they're selling you into a house and land package, or an off-the-plan unit, or an off-the-plan townhouse, you want to know what their incentive is to sell you in that. When you are investing in property, you're looking to get the best return on your investment. You're going to have very specific property investment goals, and you're going to have a very specific strategy. So if a buyer's agent already has a property there for you, how is that going to be the best possible property for you? You know, you need to understand exactly where you want to be in the future, so that you can reverse engineer the strategy to then figure out exactly what you're going to need to be going to purchase. So make sure you understand how much they're getting paid, who they're getting paid from, what type of assets they like to purchase, what sort of recent properties they've been buying, and also ask them, where do they invest? What type of properties are they buying? Are they buying the same type of stock that they're selling you into, or are they just selling you into something and then investing in something else? So make sure that you're asking the tough questions, and make sure that you find the right buyer's agent for you. Now, if a buyer's agent is somebody that you want to work with, then we do offer that service, and you can go over to our website www.pumpedonproperty.com, and you can book in a free strategy session with either myself, Simon, or my brother Ben, and we can talk about your property investment goals and help you understand the market. We'd love the opportunity to speak with you if you're seriously considering purchasing a property at the moment, because all of these people, all of these advisors that we're working with, is to help you invest with confidence, to help reduce the amount of stress that it takes to actually purchase a property, and to help you get an absolutely amazing result. You know, you don't want anything to fall through the cracks. So you need to find yourself a great mortgage broker. You need to find yourself an amazing solicitor or conveyancer. You need a great building and pest inspector that's super, super detailed. You want a great property manager that's going to go above and beyond for you. You need a town planner to let you know exactly what you can legally do. And then you need well, you may need a buyer's agent to help you do it. If you're the type of person that struggles to take action or has been looking in the market for months and months and months or years and years and years and you can't seem to pull the trigger, then maybe a buyer's agent is somebody that's going to help you take that leap of faith and invest with confidence. So I really hope you've enjoyed today's videos. I know from my personal experience that having this team of advisors, having these 6 people in my back pocket has made my journey so much easier, has made me feel so much more confident with the decisions that I've made. And now I know that I'm moving towards where I want to be in the future. So go out there, invest with confidence, and I hope you've enjoyed today's video.